Hello, everybody. My name is Karryshh, and welcome back to another recap video. If you know and follow my channel, you might have seen Death Forest Part 1, 2, and 3 recaps. And today, once again, I'm back with another movie from the same franchise, Death Forest Part 4. Now, I'm gonna put the links to the previous part in the pinned comment. You must watch those before you jump onto this one, because the entire story is connected. On top of that, if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It's free for you and it's something that helps me out a lot. Now today is the time I must make an announcement. If you go on my channel's page right now, you will notice a premiere that's coming up soon. It's a short horror film I created for my portfolio and I really can't wait for you all to see it. So go there and set the reminder for the premiere. Share it on your stories on Insta and tag me, because only you guys will make it possible for more people to watch that film. And with that said, let's dive into the story of Death Forest Part 4. So the story starts with Uchida, and we get to see how a year ago he first met that mysterious woman. We see Uchida riding his bike near the forest from Death Forest Part 1 movie, where he gets completely lost. He was ending up in the same spot repeatedly, and finally he stops near a restaurant, which turns out to be the hideout of that mysterious woman. Uchida goes inside, but the place is completely empty, and just as he's about to leave, the mysterious woman appears. Uchida asks her for directions, but she just smiles at him without saying a word. From here, the scene cuts back to the prison, and it was the time after the events of Part 1, 2, and 3. Now we're introduced to Takeshi Furusawa, an old man living in a retirement home. Takeshi, as we found in Part 3, was the husband of the alleged demon of Yoshie Furusawa. Takeshi keeps muttering to himself, "Her name is Yoshie Furusawa, or the sacrifice are being gathered tonight." Then a nurse named Naoko enters the room and tries to calm him down, but Takeshi just keeps rambling. He says that he used to have a family, but one day he sacrificed something that he should have protected, and Naoko writes everything down in her diary. Afterward, Naoko tucks him in and leaves, but as soon as she's gone, Takeshi sits up again and starts repeating the same things over and over. Now the scene shifts to Saori, a young girl who wakes up in the middle of the night. Saori, by the way, is actually the daughter of Naoto, the journalist who died in the previous movie. Now tonight, Saori gets an email from her dad saying that he's fine and take care of what he left behind. She's confused and tries to call him, but he doesn't pick up. It was strange. The scene shifts to Uchida, who's thinking about Naoto. Uchida was the one who involved Naoto in this investigation, and now Naoto's dead because of it. Anyway, today Uchida and Naoto's assistant Akira are heading to the retirement home to meet Takeshi. They've come up with their own theory about the demon. They think Takeshi might have killed his wife, Yoshie, 20 years ago, and that's why she became a demon to take revenge. But there's one big question. If Yoshie wanted revenge, why has Takeshi been alive for 20 years? A while later, they arrive at the retirement home where they meet a nurse named Takami who helps them out with forms and stuff. But while this is happening, Uchida starts feeling a sharp pain in his head and he sees the vision of Yoshie. The vision starts tormenting him, but something feels off and Uchida starts following that feeling inside the hospital. He walks deeper into the building and eventually he reaches Takeshi Furusawa's room. He meets Takeshi and immediately ask him if he's Yoshie's husband, but before Takeshi can respond, Yoshie appears behind him, and before Uchida can even process what's happening, the demon devours Takeshi on the spot and disappears. Uchida was left completely shaken, but he knows one thing for sure: if the demon was here, then the mysterious woman must be here too. So he runs outside the hospital and spots the mysterious woman standing there, but the next second when Akira shows up, she vanishes. Akira doesn't believe Uchida when he says that there was someone there. And now to make things worse, Takeshi's blood is gone from the bed, which means no one is going to believe that a demon just ate him. The scene shifts back to Saori, who calls her dad's journalism company to ask about him, but no one knows where Naoto is. Saori then shows the email to her friend, Riri. She also shows Riri an envelope her dad left behind, and it was the same thing the email told her to take care of. Now Saori hasn't opened it yet, and Riri tells her to just open the envelope, but right then, another email comes in from Naoto. This time, the email says, "Don't open the envelope," which was weird, right? Saori starts feeling like her dad might be watching her, but that's not actually the case. Riri decides to help Saori look for Naoto outside the coffee shop, but meanwhile, Uchida and Akira are with nurse Takami, who tells them Takeshi might have run off into the forest nearby, and everyone is trying to track him down. Then Takami mentions something even stranger. A few days ago, a journalist named Naoto came to visit Takeshi. According to her, Takeshi and Naoto talked about something related to sacrifices, but Takami doesn't know much more than that, and now both Naoto and Takeshi are dead. Uchida and Akira then step outside, and Akira isn't buying Uchida's story about seeing the mysterious woman and the demon. And it was really odd cause Akira already knows about the demon, but maybe she hasn't seen it herself and that's why she's not believing it. This leads to an argument and Akira storms off, heading home alone. The scene cuts back to Saori and Riri, who have now invited a guy named Kota to join them. Riri actually likes Kota, and he apparently knows a lot about occult stuff. Kota starts doing some research online about Naoto, and he quickly stumbles across an occult website that used to publish Naoto's articles. Now, one of the articles stands out. It was subjected as "People disappear in the jungle cause of a monster." This article lists the name of all people who have died in the previous events, and it was co-written by two journalists, journalist U and journalist H. Now, it doesn't take long for him to realize that U stands for Uchida and H stands for Naoto, whose full name was Naoto Hatayama. Saori is confused because the article doesn't actually provide any useful clues. Frustrated, she shows the envelope to Kota, but Kota hesitates to open it since the email clearly said not to. Now even Saori is starting to worry something bad might have happened to her dad, and meanwhile, Uchida stops by the mysterious woman's restaurant again, but this time it's locked up. There was a landlord's number on the gate, so Uchida calls and gets the owner to come over. When the owner arrives and opens the place, Uchida goes inside to check it out. He asks the landlord about the old woman, but the landlord claims he's never seen such a woman. Apparently, the restaurant was run by a family about 10 years ago, but they struggled to keep the business afloat. Eventually, the family just disappeared and no one knows what happened to him, and the place has been empty ever since. Uchida starts looking around for any clues, while Saori, Kota, and Riri decide to head to Naoto's apartment to check it out. On the way there, the three of them start talking about a Japanese term called Kami Kakushi, which means spirited away. It's when someone angers a spirit and gets cursed and then vanishes without a trace, never to be seen again, and this event is known as Kami Kakushi. After a while, the three teens arrive at Naoto's apartment where they run into Akira, who was just leaving. Saori asks her if her dad is inside, but Akira tells them Naoto hasn't been home in days. She was just there to grab some documents. Akira ends up taking the three of them back into the apartment, where she explained that this isn't just a regular place. It's a top-secret workplace where Naoto worked on confidential articles. The teens starts asking her about missing people, and Akira admits that stories are true, but she doesn't know for sure if there's really a monster in the jungle. Then Saori shows Akira the envelope, and Akira immediately opens it, and when she sees what's inside, she's completely stunned. The scene cuts back to the nursing home, where Takami and Naoko are talking about Takeshi, who's still missing. During their conversation, Takami starts saying some strange things like how Takeshi's family can die. And I'm not really sure why she mentions such thing. Maybe she heard Takeshi saying that in the past, but I'm not sure because it's not given in the movie. Now her strange mentioning of these stuff makes Naoko confused. But before we get more answers, the scene shifts back to the photo from the envelope. The photo was revealed to be a very old photograph of the mysterious woman sitting next to a corpse. Now here's the wild part. The movie doesn't directly tell us this, but if you look closely at the photo, the hairstyle of the corpse looks exactly like Yoshie Furusawa's. The twist was the photo is actually 120 years old, which means Uchida's theory was wrong. The demon might not be Takeshi's wife Yoshie, it was something else. What's actually going on here is still a mystery, but there's clearly more to uncover. That's just my theory, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Just then, Saori gets another email from her dad. This one says to bring the photo to a specific address. He's waiting for her there, and the email includes the location. But before we follow her, the scene cuts back to Uchida. He's still at the restaurant, but there was nothing useful to be found inside. The owner shows up and tells him it's time to leave, so Uchida has no choice but to head out. By now, it's nighttime, and under the dark sky, the owner says something strange. The owner says that tonight might be the night when sacrifices are gathered. Interestingly, this is the exact same thing Takeshi used to say. Obviously, Uchida questioned him about it, and the owner explained that it's just an old story. According to the villagers nearby, there's a monster in the woods that eats humans, and to keep the monster calm, people used to offer sacrifices. But the owner just says it's a story to tell the kids. Parents will often threaten to sacrifice their misbehaving children to the monster to keep them in line. After hearing this, Uchida gets a call from nurse Naoko, and she tells him that earlier that morning before Takeshi disappeared, he was saying something cryptic about sacrificing something he should have protected. Based on my theory, it's possible that the thing Takeshi sacrificed was his wife Yoshie. Now while Naoko was explaining this, strange evil activity starts happening around her. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to nurse Takami, who's walking home when she suddenly senses something behind her. It's the demon Yoshie who was following her, and when Takami spots it, she freaks out and tries to run away, but Yoshie grabs her coat. Takami doesn't get far either cause Yoshie instantly kills her in one brutal move and devours her completely. At the same time, Naoko arrives at the scene while still on the phone with Uchida. She sees Yoshie with her own eyes eating Takami alive, and it absolutely terrifies her. Naoko tries to run, but Yoshie doesn't let her go either. Back to Uchida, who realizes on the phone that something is seriously wrong, and he immediately heads back to the nursing home. Now Uchida gets a call from Akira while he's driving, so he pulls over to talk. Akira fills him in on the photo Saori has. Then Saori grabs the phone and tells Uchida that they're on their way to meet her dad and give him back the requested photo. But Uchida knows Naoto is dead, so there is no way he could have sent those emails. He wants Saori not to go to that address, but she just hangs up on him. And at that moment, Uchida knows that he had to save her. For now though, Uchida arrives at the nursing home where he finds Naoko's belongings, realizing she's been killed. He sits in his car and stares at the photo of Yoshie Furusawa, comprehending something, and that's when it hits him. He figures out that Takeshi might have sacrificed his wife to the monster, and this means the monster didn't come from the girl in the photo, but somewhere else entirely, just as I predicted in my theory. Meanwhile, Akira sends Uchida the address Saori and others are heading to. As soon as he looks at it, he starts having evil visuals, which confirms that something evil is waiting there. On the other side, Saori, Akira, Kota and Riri finally arrive at the address, which turns out to be a building near the woods. They start searching for Naoto inside and come across a door that leads to some stairs going underground. The group heads down and they eventually reach a stinky place that looks completely abandoned. They start calling out for Naoto, but the place feels like a total ruin. Even so, they keep moving forward. Then Saori spots a candle on the ground, and nearby there was a room filled with many candles scattered everywhere. Inside, they finally meet the mysterious woman standing by the candles, and without saying a word, she closes her eyes and everyone watches her being frozen. Obviously, this woman is the same one from the 120-year-old photo, which completely freaks everyone out. And then she does something that makes all the candles suddenly go out, and we already know she's the one responsible for summoning the demons. Out of nowhere, everything goes pitch black. Panicking, the group switches on their flashlight, but as soon as they do, they were surrounded by creepy minions of the demon Yoshie. Everyone ran for their lives, but these things keep popping out from everywhere. At one point, they shine a flashlight at one of the demons, and it just freezes in place. And that's when they realize the lights might be the key to stop them. Kota spots a shutter, and the group escapes into a hallway, but even the hallway was unsafe. More demons were waiting at the end. They keep running, using their flashlight to keep the creatures away, but eventually, Kota runs into something soft and massive. Turns out, it was not a wall, it was the giant demonic head of Yoshie. Yoshie now turns around, and before Kota can react, Yoshie eats him alive. In a brutal instant, the demon tears him apart, ripping him into two pieces. The remaining three girls, Saori, Akira, and Riri, witness this and they take off, running for their lives. And they finally find a place to hide behind a large machine. Now, while they're catching their breaths, Akira breaks down and admits that Uchida had warned her about these demons, but she didn't listen. She apologizes to Saori and Riri. And that's when Saori realizes that her dad must have been killed by these demons too, and the emails weren't from him, they were sent by that mysterious woman. Akira now tells Riri and Saori to run away, saying that she needs to gather evidence against these demons. And despite Saori's effort to stop Akira, Akira runs off with her camera. Akira immediately starts snapping pictures in the dark, but it doesn't take long before the demons surround her. She holds them off for a little while with her flash and desperately take more photos, but her luck runs out and eventually Yoshie shows up, and in a savage, horrifying movement, the demon brutally kills Akira. The sound of Akira's death echoes through the air, and Saori and Riri were hiding in fear listening to this horror. Saori tries to calm Riri down, who was completely lost her mental balance. They both wait in the darkness, hoping the demons will leave, and when the noises finally stops, they head out, grab Akira's lost camera and run for their lives. The demons soon start chasing him, and they were cornered soon enough when Yoshie appears in front of him. Both girls freeze in fear, but just then, Uchida shows up with a powerful flashlight and scares the demon away. Uchida saves Riri and Saori, and when the demons attack him, he fights them off, forcing them to retreat. He then takes the two girls towards the exit, and once they're near a side door, he locks the demon behind it. The demons bang on the door for a little while, but when it gets quiet, Uchida finally talks to Saori. He finds out that Akira is also dead, but he holds himself together and reassures the girl that everything will be fine. Uchida then explains that the monster isn't the soul of a human, it's something else entirely, and his theory about the demon's identity was wrong. Uchida finally gets to look at the old photo, and obviously he was shocked to see that the woman was alive 120 years ago, but he notices something hidden under the tape on the back of the photo. The tape was concealing some important information about the photo, and it was finally revealed that the mysterious woman is named Tsukiko Hinayama. The dead girl in the photo is named Meiji, and she was 28 years old. Tsukiko was at Meiji's funeral because Meiji had been sacrificed to the monster, and Tsukiko was the provider of sacrifices. This means her job was to bring sacrifices to the demons. Tsukiko had been alive 120 years ago, and when Uchida looks at the photo again, he realizes that Tsukiko's spirit is probably still out there, still searching for sacrifices for the demons. Hearing all this, Riri starts having a panic attack, but Saori thinks quickly and suggests that maybe if they talk to Tsukiko and explain things, she might send the demons away. Uchida, who had no idea either what to do, agrees to try this plan. Uchida helps calm Riri down, and then the three of them head outside, using the torches to ward off the demon as they move forward. Soon they spot Tsukiko near the side of the staircase, but just then a demon grabs Riri. Uchida fights the demon off, but in that moment, Tsukiko vanishes. The three of them instantly go upstairs, but just then Yoshi appears and tears Riri apart. Obviously, seeing her best friend die completely breaks Saori, but Uchida won't let her go near the demon. He pulls her away and they make their way upstairs, where Tsukiko was standing on the other side of her railing. Saori falls to the ground completely broken, but then Uchida calls Tsukiko's name and she looks at him. He tells her he doesn't want any answers and that he's done with this demon investigation, the curse, and Tsukiko herself. He says that he will stop his investigation too, and all he wants is for Tsukiko to send the demons away, and he knows that she can do it. But Tsukiko just smiles and then she jumps down and disappears. After Tsukiko vanishes, Uchida gets confused and he was wondering if Tsukiko actually sent the demon off or not. The silence around him makes him think that the demon might be gone, but then Yoshi appeared right behind him, just past the railing. It was here that it looks like that Yoshi will eat him and the movie will end, but no. Yoshi turns around and in a single motion grabs Saori and disappears with her. Once again, Uchida survives, but the question is, why did the demon eat him? Why is Uchida still alive at the end of every part? There is definitely something mysterious going on here. Uchida was now in shock and his mental state starts to deteriorate after so many horrifying events happening to him. He begins mumbling to himself, wondering if tonight they'll gather the sacrifices just like Takeshi did in the beginning of this movie. And this movie ends with Uchida walking towards the woods, and maybe part 5 of this movie, which is the final part, will bring more answers, and I'll cover that part really soon for you guys. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can watch the next part as soon as it drops, cause maybe we will finally learn more about Yoshi and the demonic secret it hides behind. So this was the recap video on the movie Death Forest Part 4, and I hope you have liked this video. If you have, then please subscribe the channel and give the video a thumbs up. I really need your support to grow further. Now just go to my channel and make sure you turn on the notification button for the premiere that is coming soon, cause believe me, you will love that movie. If you want to watch this movie, there's a link to my Telegram channel in the description box. If that link does not work, just go to Telegram and put my channel's name in the search bar. How and when you can find this movie on Telegram will be revealed on the channel, so go join that. I'm mostly active on Insta, so go follow me there as well. And look into my other channel where we discuss about the mysteries of the world, which is kinda off lately, but I will upload new content really soon. All the links are in the description box. For now, I see you all in the next one. Till then, stay awake, cause they always see you.